I'll fight over that.
6:37, I guess. 6:37.
Judy second and all in favor?
Oh, we got it.
Oh, I got right. I gave it to you. Oh, man.
Who's seconding, Sean?
Judy. I'm giving it to her.
You gave it to me.
Oh, that's a nice of you.
Yeah,
Judy's, Judy's moment of fame. Yeah. Oh, wait, who's,
We're always being videotaped. Why would tonight be any different? It's like that.
We're the stars.
That's right.
everybody's gonna want to be on budget committee.
We should have brought our show.
Do you ever see that advertisement for the, what is it, for caution? They go,
Budget committee, and they're all running down the hall to go to budget committee because they got three.
Everybody got the general government budget?
no, but that would be a good idea.
Yes.
No? I know.
General gov, okay. We have whole stacks. This is general government.
Well, thank you.
Welcome. Who else does not have general government at this time?
Is the whole thing?
Anybody?
Everyone has it?
Would the public like a copy to review?
Yes.
That was
There you go, public bank, very thoughtful. They can't talk though.
Oh, Sarah? The sign-in sheet is coming around.
Yeah, it confuses me, so just say revenue.
Just don't call me.
Then do you have some papers? Do you have
I
some
won't
to look
answer.
at?
Do you need my friend Lori, who's Lorraine? And then you have?
And last week's minutes we have, so let's take a look at them.
Touche on the page numbers.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and Betty requested that I put the date in the header because she dropped her minutes. And I'm sorting them.
I'm not sure I even have all the pages.
We'll get it right by the time we're done here, Betty.
You put the date on every page?
I,
Oh, yeah, you did.
did I? Yes, I did.
Well,
And page numbers.
pages being numbered
Yeah,
are
isn't that
a huge help.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what page you're missing if it's not numbered.
I have sent in with the legal fees. So you wrote that, they've already taken care of Prospect Hill Cemetery, Milton always has, because there was a trust fund, which has since run out. That's not true.
That's not true, okay. Wait a minute. Tell me what's true.
So the trust funds, are due to be transferred over to the selectmen tomorrow, actually March 2nd.
Okay, so there is still money in the trust fund.
Well, there are many trust funds. Each individual family plot and grade are
Okay.
trust funds. And we can only expend the interest income from each of those many little trust funds for each of those little tiny plots. And then the rest of the cemetery is going to be Lebanon's to care for. So,
Okay, so
I
I
don't
say
have
there
one
are,
Yeah, how are you gonna say that?
so there are
It's always
many,
taken care of the PHC, and it will now be turned over to Lebanon.
right, with its trust
but
funds.
there are many trust funds,
No,
small
I
trust
just leave
funds.
out
Yeah,
the trust fund.
many small trust funds.
Should I put it in there or leave it out?
I would, because it's
Okay.
true.
All right, more details the better. Trust funds which will be transferred to revenue, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Hard to catch everything.
It's just nice to be able to read the minutes this way.
This is there anyone who didn't sign in? There isn't.
Okay, and another one under the Prospect Hill Cemetery.
Okay.
So it's the trust funds that are getting, on page 2, third bullet,
Okay.
it's the trust funds that are being transferred on March 2nd. The select board already took control of the cemetery a month ago, I guess, just about a month ago now. And the
Okay.
trust funds are, all those little trusts for care, for perpetual care being transferred on March 2nd.
Can I just delete that bullet? other than the March?
You
sixth?
cannot.
Yes.
It says the same thing the
Yeah.
other one said.
Right.
Right, okay.
Strike it through our-
This is page 3.
Page
Page
2.
two.
Page 2 and 3.
And what I was explaining to you on that first bullet is right there on the
Oh.
fourth bullet.
Right,
Okay,
so we can just leave
So
that.
did I get it right on the fourth
Yeah.
bullet?
Yeah.
Yes.
So should I take it out of the first one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, so Milton has always taken care of PHC. Do we want to leave in about the cemetery committee requested that the Board of Selectmen put the legal expenses in legal?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so just get rid of the many small trust funds.
Right.
Okay, that was
Right.
unclear.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
Thanks for clarifying that.
That's all right. That's fine.
We did the cemetery budget, right?
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
you did.
I was like, writing this up, I was like, oh. Okay, oh, there's too many periods.
That's my quick question. On the general assistance budget, we made some changes, did we not?
Yes.
General assistance,
Okay.
yes, we did.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's the last.
The last bullet on page
Oh,
3.
okay. Oh, good. Okay, thank you.
A decrease from the original budget. This budget committee recommendation is 18,100, which is a decrease of 6,325 from
You should put last year's budget.
from last year's budget, okay.
Right. The only thing is that was rent 1,500 or 15,000? 15,000,
15,000.
right,
15,000?
That's what
Yeah.
it says.
right. Now it says, oh, yeah, no, it says 1,500.
Oh.
It's 15,000,
Oh,
and electricity to 1,300.
no, wait a minute.
General assistance is what
And
now?
right now it says 1,500.
Right.
It needs to be at 15,000.
15,000.
Yeah, because that was the largest
Right,
okay.
category.
Right, because rent could easily be 1,000.
And electricity at 1,300 was correct.
Right.
Okay.
Rent is 15,000.
Right.
Yeah.
We're missing the 0. Okay.
Me with zeros and decimals.
The keys were sticking. Keys were sticking, that's what happened.
Right.
No, that's why we keep you around, because you crunch them and they come up.
On code enforcement, on the uniforms, the recommendation, right, was to have a line for uniforms, and what I did on my correction, which we will present to the board is, I took $100 out of books and put it under shirt, uniform,
Created a
$95.80.
new line.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
instead of $95.80, I said 100. But I took it out of books, because it's gotta be, it probably is hidden in there. So I took it out. And that would be our recommendation. I believe we've talked about it enough, if that makes sense.
okay, so Mike was asked about shirts for the uniforms
It's gonna be a
line.
full, yeah.
We recommend transferring $100 into a uniform.
Out of books.
Out of
Out
books.
of
I'll
books.
recommend transferring.
into
Uniform one.
Yeah, and then Betty, did you ever figure out with Jordan what is going on with his, FICA?
I talked, with the fight, wait a minute. With the
Mike's
fight.
FICA.
I did talk to him, he said he had to call
Oh,
It's here.
Trio,
Right, well,
So we're gonna have to,
weeks.
right, I
That's
have that on
enough.
the list for that, because we have to.
To address that
Yeah.
quickly, when we met with the Board of Selectmen just momentarily ago,
Yeah.
that was one of the things we said we'd like to see an updated expense report to see if that has been addressed.
Because that's cuckoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jordan couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, well, it may just be a little glitch that something was put in there before he even came in here, you know?
It's really fun, it's really odd, it's just really
Yeah,
odd.
it is.
Because he puts the same amount in every week and it figures itself, according to him. Well, anyway, maybe we'll find out an answer.
Well, if it's self-calculating, then that means there's a rate in there that's wrong.
Right.
If it's calculating it incorrectly, then there's a rate in there that's
Yeah, that's what I couldn't figure, is every week it's different?
Yeah, that's what I.
Right.
That's the part
I mean,
that's
it would be
really
okay
throwing
if they
us
were
off.
Yeah.
all different for the same
If
amount.
every week was the same but wrong, then you could kind of
Right.
figure it out, but.
Okay, so that part of the minutes is okay.
So we still don't know about the highway stuff.
Again, that was another thing we addressed, that we need to meet with the Board of Selectmen to show them our numbers
Yes.
and hash that out.
And can somebody tell you too, like, the capital improvement for highway, did we decide to not give any number for that? Because
For what?
nothing was
For what?
ever addressed with that capital improvement for highway?
Given to us.
We haven't seen capital improvement yet.
Okay,
So I don't think there's anyone in this room that has the expertise to know how much.
so we would just have to present a budget without it. Okay.
No, we're gonna,
No,
when
we're
we meet with
gonna
them,
ask.
we're gonna say,
Where is CIP?
Yeah.
I think part of that is if they had a plan for certain roads within the next budget cycle, that's where you would see it in that CIP budget as opposed to the separate CIP budget.
But they're not getting.
So it seems to me like they have no plans to do any major construction.
Right.
But I don't blame whatsoever.
They don't have a plan, they don't get any money.
Well, the hard part about it is he's elected.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer to them, really. So,
No, but
No,
he
he
does
does
answer to
answer
the
to
town,
them.
and that's
No,
why I
he's
don't
a
have
thank
any
I know that, it's all right, I know that, he answers to the town. But the problem comes in trying to get, the board can't tell him to do it. What we can do is tell the town, we don't have a plan, because he didn't give us one.
Well, and that's what I'm
Selectmen,
saying.
it's not their
We
fault.
can't, we
No.
can't,
But
we
they
can't
still
stand up
answer.
there and approve a budget that we don't have.
He
Yes.
doesn't,
So
yeah.
I would just say.
Yes,
that
he
we
answers
wouldn't
to
give
the
them anything,
selectmen.
to be honest with you.
Money-wise, they oversee the money.
Yeah, but
Right.
money, but as far as his planning,
You could still put
Well, that's part of it.
You can still put-
No,
they can.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah,
pressure
the
there.
selectmen still
but
have
they're
control.
using that. They're
We're not gonna get any
using
pressure.
No, I'm just saying, they can.
They do have control over it still.
that. Yeah.
Something we ought to put into that capital would be some money in there for equipment,
Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah.
just for future purchases, the same way as.
I think we need to discuss that with the,
It'd be nice to be able to build a building sufficient enough to hold
No
a one
kidding.
ton, so that we
Even
don't
then,
have to
I
keep
mean,
renting a one ton.
When the,
Right.
All the one-tons are sitting outside. now,
right,
so
I was
it's not
just gonna
be
say,
that
Sean,
much.
you don't have to put it in a truck.
Stay outside, it's not a big deal.
you can
I'm
back
just-
it into the sand pit and see if
Yeah,
it'll-
back it right
You
into
got
the
a garage
sand.
out there.
I mean, even if you just want to put an overhang, I
No,
don't,
there's a garage there.
There's a garage up there besides the salt shed, so.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
so
know
I
why we
think
don't buy our own, but.
we'll just discuss it with them and say, these are our concerns, and see what they can do about it.
We've talked about that a few years in a row.
Every year,
Yeah. Just every year.
just every year.
Yeah.
Only on the even years.
So we have a recall, we have a recall ordinance on the books, in the town. If we had an elected official, you couldn't get them out of office.
Not without
So-
another election.
We can now with the,
But now we
The
can,
recall,
now we
right.
can, but we couldn't
Right.
before the recall ordinance. So,
When
if
did
we,
that happen?
Last year?
Last year.
was that just last year?
yeah.
It just felt like it was several years ago.
It was a
Well,
lot of
maybe
work
for
for
several
you.
years.
Yeah,
That's probably why.
And how would that?
well, because then you can,
Mechanism there?
then you can gather signatures.
Right.
And you can ask for recall. Get them out of office. So even if they were embezzling money, there was.
Do we have a conflict of interest?
We did.
Do we not have one now?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Conflict of interest with what?
With what?
We did that,
It just mirrors the
we
state.
did that when I was the selectman.
No,
Oh.
A conflict of interest policy you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh, policy?
do we,
Well, we do, but not
Yeah.
the select, well, excuse me. Christine signed the ethics policy, correct? But Paul and Royce have not. They would not sign it.
well,
Why?
ethics
That's what we
And
have to ask
conflict
them,
of
because we've
interest?
asked 20
are
times.
the same policy? No.
The ethics policy is 4 parts, actually addresses part of that, but there was a separate conflict of interest, and all it did was mirror the state. It didn't have any teeth to it
It
at all.
didn't, okay.
But
So we
our
really don't
ethics,
have one.
well, we have an ethics policy that the board voted in. Christine did sign it when she took office.
But ethics
the
and
others
conflict
have
of
not.
interest are two different policies.
Except for conflict of interest is discussed.
It may be
Addressed.
addressed
In
in
our
there.
ethics policy.
It may be
Right.
addressed in there, but I don't think it's gonna address the fact that you're hiring yourself to do jobs.
Well.
No,
We only had a charter to stick to.
I don't think that's very.
All right, that's your one time tonight.
And a town manager to manage it.
I don't think it does.
Do we wanna go for?
Comprehensive plan.
We've been
We did
there.
talk about that tonight, Betty.
We've been there.
Ben, question?
Oh, yes, Ben.
Just to be fair too, the state law does provide for a road commissioner to
Right.
put their own truck into service, so that comes down to whether the town wants to change that, but he's not doing anything illegal. You
No,
know,
I
it's
don't
not
think it
illegal,
is.
so therefore it's not unethical either, really.
Right. but
And
it's
unless the
not
town
right.
wants to say otherwise,
Some people may feel it's a conflict of interest.
that can be proposed as a citizen's petition.
So
I don't have a problem with him using his own truck. My problem comes with when it.
there are some people that
on
do.
the- I
I'm
know,
not
but when
making
it
a
comes
judgment.
on,
And
when it
so
comes
people-
on our expense reports, we can't tell the difference,
Right.
Yeah.
what he's being billed for.
There are people for years and years that have had this problem. Have we not? Yes, have we not? We have.
Yeah.
I was just
Once-
asking
once-
the question.
Once in a great while.
Yeah,
Finishing the minutes?
yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Did we ever have any answers from relief agencies, Betty?
No.
A lot of these.
They're waiting to get a lot of the letters.
Jen's gonna ask him tomorrow and call me and let me know how many we have.
They contacted them all.
They did,
right?
yeah.
They contacted them all, so we're
They
just
did, we're
waiting.
just waiting for one.
I mean, it's just a letter that says this is what we're requesting and this is what you use.
Right.
Well, I know, but at this point, we have 12 days before we have to have these things finalized.
But it's,
12 days.
oh, no, cool.
I'm not so
No,
worried
no.
about that.
I'm not, yeah, I was just gonna say, if we don't get them all, we don't get them all.
Right.
I mean, I will tomorrow, she's gonna see what Jordan has, whatever Jordan has, I'll come up and I'll get copies of it and we'll have it for what we have next week. And I don't know, maybe he has them all, no one knew where they were. Cause we were trying to get them earlier.
So, I motion to accept the minutes as corrected.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? All right.
Good job,
Jen. And Betty?
Yep, Deb and Judy, I think. Did you second that, Judy? Yeah, Judy.
Too many people try to second it on that second.
I cannot hear who seconded.
Okay.
You get your option.
Okay,
I'll second it.
on old business, the budget's not finished.
Look it up.
Let us make together a list of.
I'm good. Yeah, you're good. You're great.
Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to be quiet.
Flip it upside down, then it has a bottom on it.
Not finished.
All right, everyone?
Transfer's not done.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
let's take our sheets
Yeah.
and let's look.
Sheet Danny Clark.
Okay, general government,
That's my thing.
so general government's not finished, we're
Right.
gonna do that tonight.
Insurance.
Elections is done tonight, animal control is all set.
Elections is,
Do you know if, I've got a column on here for revenue, does animal control bring in revenue?
well,
No, it does, no, not really.
Okay.
well, they should if they're,
Right.
she's collecting,
But
but
I don't,
And
she doesn't collect much.
No, I actually asked that on my page, and Mary came on and answered,
it goes in, it just gets taken into
Goes
the
into the general
fund.
contract, and it goes into the general fund.
Yeah.
And the $25, like if you're late and you have to pay the extra $25 fine, that's not even a town thing, that's a state thing, and it goes right to the state, so.
Okay,
All
the
those
reason I ask is because I've got a column here for how much revenue
Yes,
the
Laura.
department brought
Right.
into the general fund in 2016. So I wasn't sure about that.
Betty?
Just for clarification, the $25 late fee is set by the state, but the town gets it.
Really? Because Mary just put on my page yesterday that the state gets it, and I asked her what they do with it. Do they do it like spay neuter program with it or
They
something?
do that with the part of the licensing fee. But the
Yeah.
late fee is set by the state, but the town gets all of that.
Really? That's interesting. Thank you, Laura.
Okay, so animal control is okay.
you should have revenue, right?
So they should have revenue.
I couldn't find it on the revenue sheet that we were given.
But it's the same thing, you know, the fire generates revenue too, but they don't get it.
No, yeah, it all goes into the general fund, but I wanted to have this information in case somebody asked us at town meeting or public
How
hearing
much, you mean?
about
The amount,
how much that department generates for the town. It goes into the general fund, so they never see it, but the general fund sees
Because
it.
that number went up,
Is
by the
that
way.
broken out? Do you know what? I don't.
Town,
I was
do you
gonna
guys
say,
have this
isn't it on
sheet?
our,
Is this the
it
sheet
must
we
be
have?
on our,
It's the
Revenue
town
sheet.
dog fees is
Dog fees,
2131. No, 2100, sorry.
But we don't get all of that. We don't get all of that. Half of that goes.
Yeah, I believe if it's a revenue, we get it.
Oh, we do, okay.
'Cause it's
Okay,
Where's the
what page that is?
page one, revenue, report,
Okay, so-
page one,
So just
town
that
dog
would be-
fees.
so
I just put that in elections, that's
So
good.
that would be.
Those are payoffs.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's the whole thing.
For everybody.
Well, that's what I was.
Revenue gets everywhere.
Plus the late fees.
oh my.
Okay, so,
Sorry,
So
what
I
did you
have
do?
page, one and it starts with regular wages.
That's expense.
It's election.
Oh,
Thank you.
So
Laura.
this is revenue.
okay, so.
Right, that helps.
All right, legal fees,
We went over,
take where, where's that with that, are we not?
That's as good as it can get.
And, yeah, they agreed with us.
Yeah.
We agreed
Right,
with
we
them.
agree with that.
Insurance,
Have not
so we didn't
received.
have
Right.
any.
mapping, that was an
Yeah, we
agreement.
agreed with.
Dispatch, it is what it is, yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does the Board of Selectmen,
did we get a revenue sheet?
is that the same as the department?
No,
Their
general
recommendation?
No,
Huh?
we only have expenses.
Okay.
For the dispatch, was
Yeah.
the recommendation by the
She
Board of
probably had
Selectmen the same as the department
We
did?
got this at the very beginning.
Because we
Yeah.
increased
Oh,
it
that's
because
why I
we
don't
thought the
have it.
rental on the
I
town
don't
was
have
gonna
it.
go up.
Of last year, so,
Oh.
revenues, yeah,
All right.
that was one of the first.
58,493.
That's what we recommended, because we thought
Yeah,
that
we
the
went up.
town.
We went up
It was
to
only
3%.
3%.
Yeah, we went up 3% because we were thinking that's why we haven't gotten the letter yet, is because they're getting ready to go up.
Was that contingencies that we were talking about?
No,
Yeah,
it was
dispatch.
dispatch.
Oh. We went up by how much?
1,493.
I know, when I was going, that's what they was planning on going up to
Oh.
6%.
Sorry,
That
I'm
has
looking at the
not
wrong
been
line.
presented, so that is not
We don't know.
set in stone yet, is it?
Right.
No,
That gets a little circle near it.
Change from a square to a
Yeah.
circle.
Just kidding.
Contingency is 50,000. Planning board, we have some questions still.
Right.
And that,
That's not right.
yeah, that line in there isn't right. The planning board does not have a budget of $750.
Right.
wait a minute, okay. tell
It
me.
looks like you just took the revenue and put it across the board.
I had the wrong department, never mind.
Never mind.
Just kidding. All right, so, there was some discussion about,
12,184.
13,984.
what is it?
That's what the department.
13,984.
Oh, I see, it's budget committee that
The
has,
request.
Right.
never mind, that's budget committee, it's the wrong thing.
But we haven't finished with planning board yet, correct? Because they have some, some educational expenses they wanted to add, is that correct, Betty?
I think it got, we're not sure if it got added or not, and we're gonna check on that when we meet with the
Right, so I'm
library.
gonna leave it
Oh,
out next
somebody
to
else
it.
wrote this.
Yeah, I need to,
We only put it up to 900.
So it's 12,184.
that was what they did, yeah,
This is
that, I don't know,
13,984.
and I don't know.
13,984?
No,
No,
No.
it's
I just went
12,184.
12,184.
12, I don't have that one here.
Is the revenue
Is that the
750?
department
We
head?
actually only went up $200, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. so-
Yeah, they went down
No,
on some and up
actually,
on
So it's
some.
12,184.
Yeah, so they didn't go up a
no,
lot.
actually, we went down. In our
Yes, you
budget
did
for
go,
prior
absolutely,
year.
yeah. What is the 750?
That, I think
That's
that's where
budget.
she was
I
getting
think
the
that's the
revenue.
revenue.
That's-
Okay, thank you.
No,
Where's it?
That's budget committee.
Oh. Oh,
Sorry, the budget committee was.
Yeah, that's budget committee.
Okay,
Okay,
so the,
planning board and budget. So the planning board, this is not right.
What is the revenue, is planning board have a revenue? Is that
Yeah.
yeah.
That-
the
750.
application fees.
it
750?
does, is that?
Yeah.
That
That
was
sounded-
correct.
Let's not focus too much on the revenue, let's try to at least focus on,
Okay.
focus on the
So-
task at hand.
Did
Okay,
the
no,
board of
right.
selectmen make a recommendation on planning board?
I
We
think,
don't know,
yeah,
Did we make one?
we did
That was the 12.
We did, but we're not,
12,184, but we haven't gone through them yet, so we don't know how it ended up, actually.
Okay, and we don't know was it the 11,984?
I thought he got the 9, but now I'm not too sure if he did or not, so I don't know.
11,984, was that what they
That
were
was-
asking?
that was the original. During our meeting with Paul, when he came
Okay,
to discuss with us, he had mentioned that he wanted to get that staff and development up to $900 because of things coming down the pipeline. I don't know if that ever got back to the Board of Selectmen, and I don't, again, we need an updated sheet.
alright.
That's really the only hang up there. After that, this gets
Okay.
a stamp and we can move forward.
Did we change it to 1677? I have that changed under dues and subscriptions. Does anyone remember? Did anybody else write that? 1677.00. I don't know what was underneath it because I crossed it out.
I have,
I don't have any.
Staff development and training.
1730 is what's underneath.
Okay, so.
Yeah,
we'll have to change it
1730
to
and
1677.
no.
We're just making numbers now.
Oh, this is what I'm gonna do.
The only change,
Sounds good.
the only change was
so
maybe it's
staff
better.
development. and
You should
training.
hear that.
Okay.
All right, code enforcement, just the minor
No
changes we've talked
No
about.
spray.
Is that number correct?
No spray. You went by no spray.
No spray's good, that's why she went
No
out.
spray.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
spray.
I was-
Planning board, or planning board, code
Code
enforcement,
enforcement.
Jason,
Who was on that code enforcement subcommittee?
not it.
Me,
You were?
you,
Was I on that with you?
Which one it was?
Oh, yeah, we didn't have him here
Yes.
with us.
No.
yeah,
Sorry, Mark.
okay,
Okay, so that,
that's merely
Yeah, this was,
a change of, give him his uniform, but take it out of books.
right.
Right.
And
And
payroll
that was-
taxes.
And
And the
payroll
payroll
taxes,
taxes
those
need to be
questions
fixed.
need to be answered, so that really gets a 0 next to it. That's
Okay,
right.
so that's, yeah, that much.
The budget committee is.
Yeah, we all like that one.
Yeah. Conservation, they took out the 150, so that would
Okay.
be correct then.
Betty, can I throw a recommendation out there?
Yes.
After,
Conservation?
not on the conservation, but as a whole, maybe after we go through this list and you have it finalized, maybe you can meet with Jordan and see if any of the ones that we have worked on have been updated.
You can give me a copy.
And just so that we can compare notes.
Yeah,
make sure
and
it's
while I'm
correct.
doing it, he will give me a copy,
Yep.
and then we'll get enough copies so I can actually kind of put an X on it, and we can regroup, maybe we'll have to.
Just make sure we have the corrected, updated copies. So, again, I'll stop being a nuisance now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see him tomorrow, anyway. All right, conservation, we said that was taken care of with the 150 out. Appeals, that was fine. Recreation, that was good. 3142,
Yeah.
correct?
Transfer station, just don't even look at it, we need to
Don't
move
even
forward.
Highway, don't even go there.
okay, on the highway though,
Mhm.
I put under old business that I wanted to revisit the hauling line because I think we did Tommy a disservice because he was very clear when we met with him that he wanted a line with enough money in it for hauling to create that separate category instead of mixing it in with brush cutting and tree cutting. So when we decreased the brush cutting and tree cutting, we should have put the 5,000 he requested into hauling, I think. No, I mean, he was really clear about that when he met with us.
Really
I
nice.
think we need to
Yeah,
honor
he
that
wants
he
a lot of
did
money.
meet with us.
He
and
may have
He
been
did,
clear,
but-
but we might not wanna give
I
him
think
five.
that's right.
I don't think they went together, do
No, they were,
I just wanted to bring it up
No.
because I,
Yeah,
that
I
subcommittee
agree.
worked very hard and he refused to
That
come
was
in and
just
meet with
an
them.
absolute,
No.
yeah, I got that.
No, no.
Becky, you're so good.
Nice
She
try,
remember-
Becky.
She remembers, she tries to be
Talk to
so
him,
fair,
tell him.
doesn't she?
Yeah, it's on you.
Rachel
You're
was
giving
seconding.
5,000 out of your taxes.
No, she was giving him credit.
I know.
so he was trying to be transparent and I think we should encourage him to do that if we can.
So
But
did
that's
we
just
present
me.
that to the selectmen, the alternate budget?
We
Again,
haven't.
that's
Yeah.
part of the meeting that we just had with the board that was in there, and they're gonna be meeting with us next week to get all this stuff fleshed out.
Okay, hydrant, that's it.
Okay, so we
On
decided
Wednesday?
we don't want to do
So we're
anything
gonna do it
from the
here.
hauling line.
No.
No.
Same
I
time.
think when we went
Same
over
time,
it,
same
we were
channel.
pretty fair about everything that we went over.
We increased some of it
Alright.
and changed it around, so I'm not sure.
Fire and EMS, that's still has
you-
a couple of lines.
Highway.
It has a couple of lines. that-
Again, that was one of the ones with the payroll taxes and a couple other things, so.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
So is that one still a
Library.
zero?
Library was great.
Yep.
Yes.
General assistance, we did make the changes, but we don't know, so I guess
That's,
that's not settled.
no.
Governor LePage's budget is wanting to do away with general assistance reimbursement to the
Oh, yeah,
towns.
good they do.
I thought I should bring that up because we're kind of counting on that 50% reimbursement, and I don't know what to do with that information.
Well, there's not much you can do about it now.
Right.
Well,
Well,
his
here's
budget
the
hasn't
thing.
passed yet, so
Yeah,
that's
here's the
another
thing that's
story.
gonna happen. If we go into this, what do you think? Let's think about this. We go in with it with a budget of 15,000.
We need to give a little bit more.
I thought we raised it to
$18,100.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's correct, I was looking at the wrong line. Okay, you raise it to 18,100. We're expecting 9,050 to come back.
That's
If you
why
spend
I-
it, if
we
you
didn't wanna
spend it,
decrease
If you spend it,
spend
spend
it.
it.
If
Yeah,
you
you
spend
have
it,
to
Yes,
spend
yes,
it
if we
first.
spend it, well, I'm
Right.
assuming that we spend that. Okay, we're expecting it, but if we don't get it back,
then we're in the hole.
Not necessarily.
No,
Because
because
you
you're
have
spending.
to-
We've
but you
already
have to
appropriated
spend it
it.
out of here
If it gets
first.
spent.
You're not gonna see the revenue come back to you in this line, in this
Right.
budget, it doesn't go there, it goes in.
goes in general.
Right, and not only that, we're
we
not,
just won't get the revenue, that's all.
we're not,
That's right.
we're
We're
not
spending
only,
the money, we won't be in the hole,
right.
but we won't have as much revenue, I guess that's the way to put it.
And we're not budgeting for $9,050, we're budgeting the full
That was just right,
18,100.
yeah, after I
So
said it, I
if we
realized
spend it,
that.
yeah.
Okay, great.
And that increase is not correct, I see that, I think I might have gone on last year's budget, so just cross that out.
Just cross that out.
Where were you? The increase under general assistance.
Okay,
Oh.
It's
It's
3,100.
3,000, yeah, unless,
3,100?
I'm not sure whether that should be an increase, decrease over the department head request or the last year's budget.
Depends on how you wanna put it.
Right.
Is it
What
an
would
increase or
be-
decrease from our recommendations, or an increase, decrease from
Yeah, but
the department head?
really the important thing is that we come out with a,
Right. And it's the final one.
That is an increased period.
What would be the best way to do that?
I'm thinking.
Me personally, this is just me being meticulous, I would do a line of increase, decrease from request or approved last year and this year's requested, and then our differences based off of our numbers,
Okay.
or budget committee different.
Increase, decrease from last year, request, and then our recommendation?
So next, what I mean by that, maybe I'm just not finding the words to
Yeah,
say.
you're kind of losing me.
That's all right. Basically, to say, okay, so here's what the department heads requested, here's what we have, but next to that, show the difference of what the department heads requested and then what our requested was.
Okay.
Right.
And
So
they
you
can show
probably
the
So
difference
keep it
between-
right in this year's budget, not looking back to
Right,
last.
ours,
Okay.
our differences should only be
Yeah, that's
mirroring
where I was.
what, yeah, sorry.
So the difference in our recommendation. Okay.
Okay, so the annual festival, you have warrant. No, annual festival has a budget of $1,500.
It's gonna be a warrant article though.
You're
Hey,
talking,
we
about
haven't
festival.
even got this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Not the festival.
Yeah.
no, you're
Yeah.
talking about two different things.
No,
You're talking about-
Yes, because we haven't gotten the letters yet, we say.
Okay,
So
hang on.
circle.
Circle.
Relief agencies is 0. Cemetery is okay.
Yes.
Right,
Okay.
Annual festival.
Now we're at the annual
Thank
festival.
that's what we're talking
The
about.
way that is written,
That's not a warrant.
It's not.
Well, it's a warrant article.
Well,
It's on
I
the
have-
ballots, which is,
We don't have it.
It's on the ballot, but they also are one of the
Yeah, we
few
have annual
accounts in this town that have money in bank that doesn't go into the general fund. They have like $4,000 in like an account that sits here that doesn't go into the general fund. It stays there for, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if they don't spend all their money, it doesn't go into general fund. They have money sitting in there, $4,000. And so I don't know if you should classify. Yes, so it's like it's a constant account. It doesn't, at the end of the fiscal year, it doesn't absorb into the general fund. It stays there for use next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So they have
yeah, it's a
about
warrant.
$4 million, I guess, in here.
Okay.
And that's why I say it's a warrant article, yes, but basically so on all of these, right?
Is that revenue for that?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's revenue, but I don't know how much their revenue was last year, how much they had in the bank from before, how much they added to it, I don't know.
Does anybody
okay,
have a budget
another
for that?
festival, right
Right.
here.
We have prior.
I have this. You have one? You have one? I have one.
Yeah, I do.
1,500.
Right.
And it says a subsidy. That's the name of it, subsidy.
Right,
Does that come out of the general fund or is that a?
No.
warrant?
No.
it's a warrant article, they ask for $1,500 every year to add to what they have
I don't have any.
made from last year.
And we have to vote on it because it's
Right.
money.
Exactly.
So added to last year's
One,
balance?
Right.
15.
I don't know, is that how you would say it?
Balance.
So,
That's 15.
So I think we agree on that.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any one for that.
I don't have any for,
You
The
don't have
festival.
I have
subsidy?
from last year you're talking about?
49.
It says 16, 17, but you know what? It got printed on 2/12/16.
it's
Oh, so that's
2007.
last
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
was just
last
gonna say,
Yeah.
mine's
Yeah, I don't
last
think
year.
I
have a
used
new
this knowing, I'm using the sheet knowing that.
It was
I
last
get
year.
that idea.
I don't think they've discussed, the annual festival.
All right. so-
Yes, they have.
They have.
No, I mean, they haven't sent it on to us yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
because she
Well,
did
see,
come
I-
in,
yeah.
she came in and she had that whole discussion with them.
1,500.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Melissa, see ya.
Ooh.
Oh, she was on,
No,
the
but
other-
did she come to a
Yeah,
selectmen's meeting?
Yes, she
Oh,
did.
because we haven't met with her.
So I
No,
guess
and we haven't received
She
the
did
budget.
come in here, no.
Okay,
All right, so I need,
so that one still needs to be
we
done.
need to get that one. I don't think that they know we don't have it.
Right.
I think they're just thinking because of the fact that it's been the same number for the last couple
Right.
of years.
But we don't need to address it.
Well, it's still.
They don't know us, do they?
I'm good with
No.
Okay,
Thorough.
we need budget. The budgets we need, it would be festival.
Mhm.
We need the other,
89.
89 is festival, that's the,
oh, number 89.
Right.
and then we need,
The relief agencies.
yep,
Yeah,
and capital improvement.
capital purchases.
Capital improvement.
When? Where? Yeah.
CIP,
That's
9901 is CIP.
Oh, I see, I thought you
Is
were
that
talking
the
about
same
this
as
one,
capital
capital purchases.
purchases?
No.
No.
improvement purchase, and the capital improvement.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's right,
those
that's
two
that.
are two different things. I took that from the list that
I don't
Sean
know
gave
what-
us.
What?
Oh,
The capital purchases and the capital improvement.
same thing.
It is the same thing.
Is it not?
Well,
I
on that
It
list,
is the same
yeah.
thing.
Well,
I
I have
it
a,
says capital purchases, CIP, then it says revenue on our old,
Yeah,
you know, our little paper.
it's all in one.
Well, it's usually
Revenue.
Well, I don't know, it's all in our.
I think it's the
That's
only
where I put it
CIP
at the end, yeah.
CP and CIP that we ever had.
Yeah, it's all here, so.
All right, so it's all capital improvements. So
Yeah.
capital purchases, so that's just,
It's the same.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
the
same
same
account.
account.
Okay.
This year, if she needs it.
Okay. So,
Now, what's the NIAID?
NIAD.
Yeah.
we have that for tonight.
That's the
Summer
plan.
camps, we've gone over, so check that.
Right, summer camp's all done.
Yeah.
That was so impressive.
What else do we need?
CIP.
NIAD
And then if you flip it over,
and the assessor.
Oh,
Which is not 10,000.
Right,
It's
40,000.
It's not 6,000?
No, assessor.
no, the assessor.
Oh, the NIAD.
NIAD's good,
Yeah, NIAD is good.
Assessor's 10,000.
40,000,
It's 40,000?
40,000.
Says 10.
For NIAD?
No, 40,000 for assessor.
40,000 for the
Oh,
assessor.
okay, all right.
Where's the assessor?
Flip,
The
On
back.
the back.
flip.
Okay.
They try to be a big side.
I was wondering, because if it was 10,000, they would be over budget already this year, so.
Right.
I wanna go to school and learn how to be an assessor. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
No, you don't.
I got my
Well, I just saw
I'll be
some
old
of
to
the
go
problems
into
you have to
buildings.
go.
I'm too old to go into buildings. Don't come those places.
You don't have to do that
No.
as an assessor. You know,
That would be an
follow
inspector.
the building.
That would be an inspector, not an assessor.
You look at it.
I'm kidding.
You look at it, you look
I'm
at the
just
property,
kidding.
take some
I can,
photos.
I can just see,
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
Simple.
I
that.
can just picture myself, I'm like, I don't look into stuff, right, that's the building.
Not like you go in and look
List of
around.
things we need to
Yeah, you will.
get from the selectmen.
Do it right.
Well, yeah, do it right,
So
but
you done maybe
if you're a real assessor.
Man, here. You got a question on, we have been. A lot of
Okay.
it.
I know this is.
Are we done? We ready for budgets?
Yes, we are.
people have a
Can we
question.
get moving?
Which one?
If they come
I
back from
have a
abatement,
question, why is there an
if they come back from
Jerry, the
abatement,
one who says, I
That's
rush
what I
people
thought.
through once, rush people through.
Sue gave it to Jen, was
I
in
love
her
it,
office.
Jerry.
not shy after doing Hiram, I did 500 or 600 properties
I
up
rush
there.
people.
I'm not shy
I
now.
rush people through. Oh, now I'm giving everyone all time they want.
So,
She said, get on with it, girl, get on with it.
I'll do the quickies and then do.
All right,
I-
other business, we,
I agree.
the dates for the budgets to be in. That was one thing I wanted to talk about. It doesn't look like we have too long. Christine wasn't here tonight, so that makes it difficult. We have like a week, 2 weeks. We don't have 2 weeks, the 15th, right? 13.
We are closing in on it.
We are closing in on it.
But that
We got-
really only leaves us next week.
Right.
This week and next week.
I am almost thinking that we need to meet on Tuesday night to finalize our stuff. And I'll get what I can get, and I'll get what I can get,
Next Tuesday and then Wednesday.
yeah.
The Wednesday's a select.
And that, and right, and the selectmen come in, and then,
So we're gonna be, we should have a long meeting Tuesday.
yeah, because at the end of that, we're gonna make a
I'm looking at
decision
elections.
on whether we're gonna write our own little amount or not. That'll
Well,
be the Wednesday, we'll make that.
We definitely need to write our own for the highway
You
department.
think?
Yes.
I
would
I
definitely
have
needs
a
to be-
feeling that that is going to happen, yes. And,
so the town of Lebanon raise and appropriate the budget committee recommended
Right.
budget of blah, 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 blah.
you're elected to write it.
Will be.
I've been doing this with the planning board for
I
the
know
last
you
few
have.
weeks,
I
and
know you
this whole show, the blah, 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 blah.
I got so many complaints that the budget committee recommendation wasn't on there personally from people that were really upset because they go by that when they vote for it.
They do go by it,
It's
yes,
supposed to
they
be on
do.
there now that we have an ordinance.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, take it.
It always was
So
on.
whenever you can get a break in it.
Yeah.
Okay?
They do go by it, but the budget committees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I've addressed that, I think we have to have a Tuesday meeting,
Okay.
I'll get it scheduled.
What's the date, Tuesday?
Well, today's the 1st, so it'll be the 7th.
Seventh, Laura, you're looking at it?
Next Wednesday will be the 9th.
Okay.
Jerry, you're fresh tonight, huh?
She's
Spicy tonight, isn't she? Come on.
It was a long day,
Understandable.
very long.
And she doesn't want it to be any
I
longer.
know.
Okay,
Really ready for the
so
Monday.
Tuesday,
Next Tuesday,
6 or 6:30.
what, it's 6:30 stuff.
6:30, yeah.
6:30 stuff.
I mean, you can do it at 7, I mean, at 6, I just won't be here.
Who need them?
Well, why don't we, whoever can come at 6, and we'll try and get this stuff done with the
Okay with you?
banging and all
And we'll
of
wait
it.
for you to do highway.
Okay?
So our agenda for that meeting would be to finalize our recommendation.
Yes. And
it's
then,
gonna be a long night, ladies.
Eat first
and then
Wednesday.
prepare for Wednesday's meeting, and what comes out of it, comes out
I
of it.
make a motion that we order pizza that night.
You want
Not in
that?
the budget. Probably not.
It may be in the budget.
Oh, nothing's in the budget
Not in
still.
the budget.
Donation.
What budget?
Just don't let a certain former selectman find out you're ordering pizza out of the budget, because
Mm-mm.
they have.
It won't be out of the budget.
It won't be
I
on.
volunteer to bring something.
I
I was
put
just
it in
gonna
there.
say,
Put it in there.
Yeah, we can
Bring
bring
some.
We need
some.
pizza
Bring some
lines.
snacks.
Pizza.
We can bring something, yeah. Bring
We
something.
might need it.
All these
Yeah.
meetings, I never get to grab dinner beforehand, so you know, I'm just saying.
I had
We'll
some
bring you dinner.
soup tonight, so that one's good for me. All right,
Okay.
that sounds good.
All right.
Tuesday, that's, well, 6 to 6:30, whenever you can get here. How's that? I'll come early and try lunch for you. All right, I just want to make sure I've got the old business. Okay.
Put it off?
I didn't put it off yet.